This is Movies in Contemplation with Jarokk and...
Oh, am I talking to you?
Jesus, yeah. Hello, everybody. Welcome back.
I don't know why you're pointing at me, but
I thought you were going to do it.
Do what?
The hello, everybody.
That's your thing.
I know, but I thought you were going to joke about it.
And what? I've already done that. I'm not gonna.
Well, you did that to just me. I thought you were gonna do it to everybody else. But anywho,
Bad.
it's the bad batch.
That's what you were waiting for.
It's the bad batch. All right, everybody, we got ourselves a Cali pick.
Yes, we do, contemplators. We're doing Father of the Bride.
Father of the Bride.
Father of the Bride.
All right, so let's talk the wine.
Yes. I'm surprised we have not used this yet, but this is Love Noir.
Love Noir.
California. It's a satin red.
Lights and white satin. Wait, that was definitely not right, but go ahead.
I have no idea what you just said, but every wine has a darker side. Experience the sultry, fruit-forward flavors and seductive textures of Love Noir Satin Red. This isn't very wedding friendly, is it?
Yeah.
This is more like the wedding night.
This is the wedding night. Well, that's fine. Let it happen.
Yeah, that is part of the wedding.
That is,
right?
isn't it?
Richness and decadence are balanced with supple structure to form layers of luxurious flavors from the first alluring sip to the last. Notes of dark cherry, fresh raspberry.
Not the raspberry. Not the raspberry.
And a hint of mocha spark, intensity, and intrigue. Culminating in a smooth... Culminating in a smooth...
Oh, there's a fucking typo on the bottle.
Is it? Or can I just not
fucking
read?
Culminating in a silky finish.
It should be smooth and
there you
silky
go.
finish.
Typo.
Ooh.
Grammar, please.
Grammar,
Pull
please.
over.
Woo, woo, woo. Pull over.
Woo, 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 woo.
Succumb to your urges and experience Love Noir. How is it? I don't even know if we've had this before.
Have we not? I like it.
I don't know. It's not a corky screw.
It's a
twisty screw.
Well, for a titsy screw, it's pretty.
Titsy screw?
It's pretty good.
Oh yeah, no, it's not bad. I think they might have been overselling it a little bit with taste, but the night is young, and you're so beautiful. Fuck you.
Devil in the details. All right, let's move on over to the handy dandy Shakespearean notebook. Nope.
That was like a voice crack if I've ever heard one from myself. That was really bad, but
we know
I don't
you
care.
Sang beautifully earlier. So.
Oh, shut up. All right. Okay. I got stinking, rump-fed miscreant. Stinking, foul-smelling, obvi. Rump-fed with a well-nourished rump.
Yes.
Miscreant, a vile wretch, disdainable scoundrel, originally a misbeliever, an infidel.
Infidel.
Yeah, that's pretty evil for this kind of film.
Yeah, it is, isn't it?
Yeah. Who's the bad guy? Anyway.
Guess we'll get there. All right, Callie, so what does this film mean to you?
This film, it's one of the many films that I just remember rewatching over and over again growing up. Father of the Bride came out in 1991. I had it on VHS, and it was one of very few videos that I would watch it, rewind it, and completely rewatch it, like all over again. I wouldn't even wait a day. I'd just be like, yeah, okay, I watched it. You know what? I feel so good. I want to rewatch it again. God, I'm kind of worried I'm about to get like the hiccups.
Oh, let it out.
I know. I'm it happens.
Let it out.
But this film.
Did it work?
Oh my god. God.
I like to make myself laugh.
We love to laugh. Okay.
We love to cry.
Thank you. It stars Steve Martin, Diane Keaton, Kimberly Williams Paisley,
Kieran Culkin.
God, so many Culkins out
George Newbern.
Martin Short, B.D. Wong, amongst others. But this film, like, it always gave me like this really good, warm feeling. And as I got older, it was when I really started to notice the real humor in it. And then now that you and I, like, we've
been through it,
planning a wedding and the stresses and, you know, it's the whole thing with the engagement, planning the wedding, the actual wedding. It's just so much more relatable and hilarious to me.
Yeah.
So I just think this is really good, like, feel-a-good movie, just kind of like wholesome, but also like it's just fucking hilarious too. I mean,
absolutely.
Steve Martin, man.
Oh, he's so funny.
Like, my God. Do you have, like, any memories seeing this? I know you said in our last episode it's been a while since
it's been a very long while. I was a child. I was a child when I last saw this. France? Nope.
No.
Charles Shire.
Charles Shire.
And or Shire.
Shower. Anywho, continue.
No, like I said, it was a long time ago. I was a mere child. I remember watching it. I feel like I was at an age that I remember watching it, but at the same time...
You were like the Culkin kids' age.
Yeah, I mean, I pretty much was, so yeah. Yeah, that's about how much I remember. And that was the last time, like, I never hated it. As a child, I didn't really understand it.
Of course not, yeah.
And I do remember watching the second one more, though.
Yeah.
You know?
We were a little older. I mean, 91, for me, I was in, like, first grade, so it's not like I think I liked it more when it came out on VHS, and I had it on oh my God, I almost said DVD. VHS for so long, and it was just always that feel-good movie. If I just wanted to feel good, I'd just pop it in that VHS that I still own.
Yeah. So take us down the rabbit hole.
The rabbit hole. Well, like the opening, and like also, if we can find who did the score. I wish I wrote it down.
The score.
The opening number with just, it's very like a wedding celebration-y, but it's also very, it's a great theme for the entire score of the film. It really just brings me there. It's really ding dong, ding dong, here comes the bride kind of thing, and it's just that very feel good kind of movie where you know you're gonna have like a good time. There's gonna be like some shenanigans or something, but you get to see, and then it's a big fanfare, and then it kind of slows down to just piano playing. Yeah. And it takes you to this house where it looks like a wedding just happened.
Yeah. Sorry.
No, I was done.
The beginning, the music in the beginning, like you were saying, it takes me back to like a cartoon around that time. Like I totally was thinking, I was like, every time I hear it, I'm like, are we about to watch fucking like Pebble and the Penguin? Now and forever. Or are we about to watch like, you know, something like Rock-a-Doodle-Doo? Or some shit. Alan Silvestri.
Can we click on him? Maybe see if he's done scores for music
I'll
like
fucking
that.
die if he did.
Because it is very that.
See what he done. Known for. God, some recent shit. Oh my God, he did The Predator.
Oh my God, what? He did the new Witches movie. Good for him.
Warrior Predator.
Avengers Endgame.
Welcome to Marwen.
Red 2, The Avengers, Beowulf, Night at the Museum, The Wild, Lara Croft, Identity, Made in Manhattan. Ooh. Okay, wow. So
he's
he's done a lot of stuff. Fools Rush In. Oh
my God.
I like that one. That's another good
Richie Rich.
Richie Rich.
Oh my God.
This guy.
Blown away.
He's got some creds.
Blown away.
But yeah, he did Dutch. Holy shit.
Oh my God, he did The Bodyguard.
Super Mario Brothers.
Oh, girl.
Girl. I can see a lot of
Everybody
things.
want the dinosaur.
I can see a lot of these films being like potential episodes for us, honestly.
Oh, God,
You know what I mean?
It's giving me ideas now.
Right? Right? Young Guns.
Love it.
Young Guns 2. Back to the Future. Holy shit. Overboard?
This fucking guy. This is all music, right? Yeah, it should be.
It has to be.
I'm still waiting for, like... Actually, now that I heard Richie Rich, you could definitely tell. Going back. Mac and Me? Did you say Mac and Me?
I did not say Mac and Me, but
Yeah,
Mac
you
and
did
Me is a
Mac and
very
Me.
good, a
Jesus.
very good one. This guy's got some cred.
This fucking dude.
All right.
I'm
Get
fucking
it. Get
losing
it. Starstruck. Anyway.
He goes downtown. Predator 2. Predator.
So anyway, back to the opening of the film. Yes, a wedding has happened, and we see Steve Martin. He looks exhausted. He's taking off his shoes. He's rubbing his feet, and he looks at the camera. So he's already like
Breaking the fourth wall.
breaking the fourth wall. That is a brand new podcast by our friend Juice. Check it out.
Check it out.
If you like musicals and theater and whatnot.
And breaking the fourth wall.
And breaking the fourth wall, like Steve Martin is. But he's just like, ugh, God, father of the bride. You think. Like, it's already, like, you can tell he was like, he went through some
shit.
Some shit. So, when I think of Steve Martin's character as father of the bride, as a father, he's very good at playing that role of what you think you would want your father to be.
Yeah.
Especially for me, like, my parents weren't, I don't remember them ever being together because they divorced when I was a little baby. But, like, I remember thinking, like, wow, it would really be cool to have, like, a dad like Steve Martin. But at the same time, like, he's very overly protective. And my dad is very chill.
Yeah.
So it's like, I'm glad that my dad is very chill because my mom is a little more like George in a way. So it's nice. Like, I think my mom is more George and my dad is more Nina.
Yeah, I think so indeed.
You know what I mean? Like,
I think so indeed.
I did have those. I did have the parents of Father of the Bride.
Yeah.
They just switched genders. So because he's just like, I cannot believe, like, my little girl, she was in pigtails and now all of a sudden she's grown up and wearing high heels and wanting to get married to another guy. Like, I used to be able to fit her little hand, like, of my hand, and I was her hero, and he just makes it sound like it was just this horrible affair almost.
Yeah.
And it's like, it was about 6 months ago when the storm hit.
Yeah.
And we find out that he's like an owner of a shoe company.
Yeah.
They're called like sidekicks. And even like back then, I've always thought of it as like a second-hand version of like Nikes, where they're probably a little cheaper. They're also like probably not as like well made as Nike.
Right.
But they do well.
Isn't the symbol, like the Nike symbol, like backwards?
I can't remember.
I couldn't remember.
It's hard to tell because they are so similar. And like high tops were really big at the time.
Oh,
and
God,
like the super big, like, what's that called in the middle of a sneaker? Is it called like the bill or
The tongue.
the tongue? There we go.
Right,
Yes,
in
thank
the
you.
tongue.
Where the tongues are like super thick.
Yeah.
They live in a town in Los Angeles called San Marino. I am not knowledgeable of this town.
Is it a real town?
I believe so. Yes, it does sound familiar.
I love that
to
he
me.
says we live in a little town.
A little town. It does.
And it's suburb.
It's suburb.
It's suburb.
Yeah, there's nothing little about it.
Yeah.
It is a very nice area.
Yeah.
And there's parts about this film now as an adult where I want to contemplate like where the reality is a little askew because throughout the film he is so, I understand, some people are just very, I don't want to say like cheap, but they try to hold on to money or they want to get the best deal, but sometimes George made it sound like they were like poor or something.
Yeah, the thing that was driving me a little bonkers, well, it wasn't driving me bonkers per se, but there was this moment where he was talking about going to the Yankees game and going to
the Lakers.
We're going to the the Lakers.
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
Lakers and seeing just
some musician. Yeah. I don't remember who it was in the film.
I can't remember.
But he was all like
Paul Simon.
Paul Simon. Yeah, I was about to say George Michael. Yeah, you want to go see George Michael?
Kenny G.
Yeah, but he was all like throwing out all this
These
shit.
are our
We're
plans
gonna go here.
for the
We're gonna
summer
go there.
or something. Yeah,
we're doing this. We're going to a Lakers game. I've never really been to a basketball game, but I can't think that they're that cheap.
I
don't know.
I've never been to a Lakers game. I've been to plenty of like Dodgers and like Angels games, but honestly, I
hope Lakers is basketball. That's how much I know about basketball.
Lakers is basketball.
Okay.
It's the Los Angeles.
I didn't want to make myself
it's
seem
the LA
dumb,
team.
but I just did.
It's the purple and gold color. You've seen them all around LA.
That's right.
Yeah, the purple and gold. Yeah.
So much I know about.
I don't know shit about basketball.
Let's know about the b-ball.
The b-ball. Because like their house.
Oh, it's gorgeous.
It is gorgeous, and that I know that house. It gets filmed all the time in like other films and whatnot. Like it's just this picture perfect of a white picket fence, and he doesn't like talk down to where he lives. He's like,
I know he loves it.
I love this neighborhood. I am not the type of person that is big on change. This place has not changed. He has this, I don't know what kind of car it is. I don't know if you.
I didn't.
He's got
pay
this
attention.
very old type Sportster type of car.
Oh, it's a beautiful car.
Obviously very expensive. And he has this like, I remember, like, he has so many memories with this house and he loves it. So he doesn't try to downplay how nice the neighborhood is. He loves it, but there are times in the film where he's like, oh my God, how the hell am I going to afford, blah, blah, blah. You know,
Yeah.
I don't know. Sometimes it's a little off.
I mean,
But
both
we'll get
him
there.
and his wife own businesses.
We don't know what Nina
You know.
does. She mentioned inventory, so I'm thinking like it's obviously something else in like sales.
Right.
I don't know. Part of me is thinking maybe like a boutique,
Ooh, probably.
kind of like a boutique, something like that. Maybe like a boutique furniture store. I don't know.
Yeah.
That could be it. Something that's my guess.
Yeah, they bring up the couches a lot, the furniture, maybe.
Yes.
Foreshadow.
But Annie,
Well,
George's daughter, is getting back from Rome. She's studying to be an architect. She studied abroad. They also have a son, not Annie and George. George and Nina. They have a pretty good. God, I don't know how old the son was at the time. He had to have been in like maybe starting middle school.
God, really?
I'm thinking maybe like 5th or 6th grade.
Maybe.
That's my guess.
Yes, I don't know.
I've been kind of like overshooting what I think because I see them now and they do look so much younger, but I'm thinking he's probably like my nephew's age or something.
Probably. I mean, I
know?
don't know.
I don't know either.
Maybe 8?
8?
Maybe.
That's not even like 4th grade.
Maybe 8. Oh, well.
Because I'm thinking about the scene
9?
with the cars.
What about him?
Where he and his friend drive the car.
I think that's the joke.
That is the joke, but like you would allow like an elementary school kid. I mean, I might.
He was in desperate need.
I know he was in desperate need, but I would have believed it more if he was at least in like 6th grade.
But honest to God, and I'll tell you this right now,
Yeah, okay.
my father did shit like that. It terrified me. Dads in the early 90s, dads in the 90s in general, I'm just going to say it. They see, kids, your parents nowadays should be doing the shit that our parents did to us, but they're not. Far from it. Some in great ways and some in not so great ways. But that being said, no. My father would have been the first person when I was 7. Fuck, he'd be like, go out there and do this in the car. Go put the car in the... I remember one time, I was like 7 or 8, and he was like, go move the car in front of the house.
Oh my God.
Put it in the street, and I was like, what? He was like, go move the car in the street, and I could not figure out how to do it, and I was sitting there like, I don't know, and I was like freaking out, and then he was like, maybe I was like 9 or 10, but anywho,
still.
doesn't matter, it was still funny. But I'm out there and I'm like, oh my God, I can't do it. I couldn't fucking park the car. So I started freaking out, and one of my the neighbor teenagers was out and was all like, are you having problems? And I was like, I'm trying to park the car. And they were like, get out. And I was like, okay. And then they fucking parked it for me. My dad was like, that was a great parking job.
Thanks.
I was like, I know, I did it myself.
Thanks, Dad. Yeah, that's cool. I mean, my mom, she was very overprotective. She really didn't want me to do anything. Like, I tried starting the car one time, and she yelled at me. But Annie's home. George is so excited, because that's his baby girl, you know. And he gets home, and Nina, George's wife, she's like, oh my God, Annie, she just looks so great. She looks so different. Like, she can tell there's, like, something going on.
Yeah, she's fucking blooming.
She's blooming, yeah. There's a glow about her or something like that. And I'm wondering, like, if she already knew. Because when you think about it, Annie was wearing that ring the whole time.
I didn't even notice.
I noticed at dinner.
Good on you.
I didn't notice because she was already wearing it. Okay, so first we see Annie. She's up at the stairs. She does her little signature move where she like goes down the stair rail thing.
Yeah.
She's wearing this. I'm hoping she didn't go on a plane with this little black dress with heels that she wore in this scene. I'm hoping she like dressed up for dinner. She wants to look good for her parents. She wants to show her more adult side. Because honestly, if she wasn't about to drop the bomb that she's engaged, I mean, this is just me. I like to wear the comfiest shit on a plane. And even if I didn't, and I got to my mom's house, I'd be in my fucking pajamas.
I'd be wearing a tank top, but Sloman fucking slammed that on my ass.
But you still do it anyway.
Well, not on a plane, per se. But...
Oh, really? Really?
Well, Sloman don't listen, yes. Dude.
You wear sweaters to cover it. Anyway, but yeah, she's like very, very... Because it's not overdressed. She's in like a cocktail dress.
Yeah.
You know, she's dressed up for the night. Like she's going somewhere. But George is just so excited to see her, and even she, because George is like, oh my God, you look all lit up inside, and she's like, I feel all lit up inside. And it's funny, the actress that plays Annie, this was like one of her first roles.
Oh my God, really?
Yeah, they really, because when I bought this on Prime, Kimberly Williams Paisley, there was a behind the scenes kind of like interview with all of the actors, and they were talking about Kimberly and how she was just this great fresh face. Everything that she did was so natural. Her and Steve Martin's chemistry as like father and daughter were so natural, and I agree. I had no idea. I didn't know.
I didn't know either.
She looked like a seasoned actress out there.
I love that fresh face back then was a legit like fresh face, and now it's TikTok. How many followers do you have? Okay, it's fresh face. Get him.
Fuck. I'm sorry, guys. If you guys are into TikTok, that's cool, but I can't get into it.
I haven't even tried. I can't drive.
We tried once. We tried doing one TikTok.
That like getting into
the
it.
Batman one. Yeah, we
Yeah.
tried that one, and it's so hard.
I don't get it.
I don't get it, and it's like legit. It takes time, in my opinion, unless I didn't learn the groove enough. But it seems like it seems like real like video editing and adding shit. Like it just felt like a job.
Yeah, I don't know. Like
it's not like Snapchat or like I don't know.
If I had audio on my phone, I would do one of those stupid bibbity bobbity boop things where like the girl like stands there and she looks plain Jane and just like looks all disheveled, and then does the fucking bibbity bobbity boop to some fucking rap song. I don't even know what it was. And then
Cinderella.
And then she fucking, it's like that. Well, no, it starts off the alakazoo, bagigi da boo, da bibbity bobbity boop, and then all of a sudden she like jumps and she's wearing this slutty fucking outfit. Well, maybe. But she's showing skin and this skimpy looking thing, and then it's like some rap song. But I hear like that. And then she does like this dance. I was like, God, maybe I should do that. Maybe I should
have a lot of ideas.
Maybe I should just do the bibbity bobbity boop thing and then just like wear your clothes.
Yeah.
And just like put on like a
I'm
bra.
I'm
and,
not
like,
wearing
just be
any.
I'm gonna bet on my lap. Boom.
I'm not wearing any of my tight clothes anymore. They don't fit.
I'll squeeze them in there. I'll squeeze them in.
You can squeeze them in, stretch them out for all I care. I don't wear.
Well, I will, because I definitely have a kegger going. So
we all do right now.
Oh, COVID! You've been so good to us.
Fucking COVID. Anyway, my God, away from our problems, but
Alakazoo.
bippity boppity booyah, bitches.
Yeah.
I don't know, that's my idea.
Annie dropped the boom.
Yes, Annie drops the boom.
Annie dropped the boom.
Well, that's what he says in the second one, where they drop the boom on me.
Oh.
That's why I said boom. That's why I said boom and not bomb.
Okay. He drops the boom.
Why are you reading my notes?
I'm sorry.
I feel very violated.
I'm sorry. That was the only thing I read because it was right there. It was just boom.
Boom.
Boom. Yeah, I was gonna do the same fucking thing. Oh, get out of my head. This is a very happy episode.
Jason!
Oh God, more wine.
I miss you.
I know we haven't seen. Maybe that's why we're so giggly.
We're so giggly, man. We don't even
because we don't see each
we don't
other
get to
anymore.
see each other anymore. We're on like totally opposite schedules, and we like barely see each other. So you guys, this is real. God, how does Lauren say it? This is real. This is real. Like spending. This is spending time with each other. Time. Yeah, this is. I'll think of it. It doesn't matter. The moment's gone. But Annie, because like you were saying earlier, George was like, okay, we got all these plans, we're all back together, blah, blah, blah. And Annie's like, yeah, sure, great. Okay, you know what? No, I can't. You guys, I really have to tell you something. This is really hard to tell to parents, especially when they're my parents. She's just going on like, I've met somebody in Rome. He's this really great, amazing, like putting in all these fucking adjectives to how cool this guy is. Mm-hmm. They fell in love in Rome. He's from LA, and they fell in love, and he asked me to marry him. So that means I'm engaged.
Yeah.
I'm engaged. I'm getting married.
I love the brother. Congratulations.
Thank you. But the best part of this moment is Steve fucking Martin.
Yeah.
Even while we were watching this last time, I can't think of the words to describe his journey throughout.
The facial expressions.
The facial expressions of... It legit looked like he has never heard this before. Mm-hmm. Like this might have been like the first scene that he has done with Annie kind of thing. And he's getting into the character mindset of, hey, this is my daughter. I'm picking her up. I don't know anything else. Yeah. Kind of thing. Like it just seems so fresh of like, I know the type of love I have for my daughter. And he doesn't know that. I know he does, but It's just the reaction is so pure, it's so organic of like any father. And I'm telling you now, and I'm probably going to repeat it, this is how I imagine you. Oh. If we have a daughter and she drops this boom on you.
This boom.
Yeah. Like only daughter.
The one eye go down.
The one eye go down. The mouth. The thing that you do.
Do I do that?
Yeah, I have to cut it
out.
When
I'm frustrated?
Or
just in general?
Yeah, I don't know. I have to cut out a lot with the podcast.
I'm kind of dry right now for some fucking reason. I can't.
But yeah, he just like Steve Martin just goes through these like facial emotions of just like, what the fuck? Yeah. Like, holy shit, my one and only daughter is getting married, and his name is Brian McKenzie, and he's just this amazing, totally like non-macho guy. Because here's the thing, George kind of talks about Annie like a very small bit. Unless you watch this more than once, in my opinion, Annie is supposed to be this very free-spirited, independent, like very 90s, like, oh, let's like Gen X of I want to be my own woman, let's get out of the being the 50s and being like it's even brought up a little later where George is like to Annie, I thought you didn't believe in marriage. I thought you've always said that you've always wanted to have your own identity. You always wanted to do your own thing. Like Annie was more of like a rebel kind of when it came to the stereotypical ideas of what a woman should be. Mm-hmm. And that's not a housewife, but that's what she's doing. And I think that's one thing that really makes George like, I thought I was going to have my baby girl for a very long time, but she's 22.
Yeah.
and she's getting engaged. But it's funny because Diane Keaton, Nina, was 21 when her and George got married. And of course George is like, well, that's different. That was a different time. We knew what we were doing. We were just, idiots or crazy.
Right.
Any excuse to be like, well, that's different. Mm-hmm. And George is like, you're not getting married, and that's fine. I'm like, no.
Yeah. I love what she calls him George. What is this George thing?
Yeah, give me a little credit, George.
Yeah, speaking of, why do I feel like that Steve Martin in almost every fucking movie is named George?
Where else is he named George?
I don't know. Maybe that was just the name of dads in the 90s.
Was the dad name?
Wait, what was the Beethoven's dad name? George? Throwing a Newton? Wasn't it George Newton?
Yes!
I'm telling you, there's a theme!
I mean,
It's-
yeah, I mean, there are dads that are
I know, and apparently George is just the dad name. George.
Yeah, George.
It is a fun,
Give me some credit, George. Jorge. I love when Annie's like, I mean, he's like you, Dad.
Yeah.
Except he's brilliant.
Oh, that fucking was so funny.
Yeah.
He's like, you, Dad? Except he's brilliant.
And what does this Brian do? Nina asks, and then I love George. Who's Brian?
Yeah.
I forgot his name.
Who's Brian?
He's an independent communications consultant. The fuck
Sounds like unemployed to me.
Yeah, another term for unemployed. Look, my son-in-law, who I'm going to have to hire and fire some hardworking man with 3 kids because the independent communications consultant couldn't carry a job.
Oh, God.
Yeah. So, of course, Annie storms out. She's not happy, but Nina's like, you need to talk to her because whether or not you approve of this engagement or not, it's going to happen. So you can either do it with her or she's going to do it without you.
And we'll never see them again.
Yeah, we'll never see them again. And Annie and George's bonding is basketball.
Yeah.
Speaking of basketball, he taught her how to play since she was a kid. They're both really good. I know.
That's a really cute scene.
It is always an adorable scene to watch them play basketball. It is so cute. The song My Girl plays. I mean, come on.
Yeah.
And also George before, he's like, what do you mean kid? He could be 46 and already married. Like, he's putting out all these, scenarios, and Annie's like, he's 26 and not 45. I heard you. You guys still think I can't hear when you guys are one room away.
Right.
And then George is like, all right, if you love him so much, I'll love him too. And she's like, oh, well, great. He's coming over in an hour.
What?
Right?
Again, with his facial expressions that just fucking evolve with every goddamn
it's
scene.
So
it's
good.
so
and
funny.
He's able to just do them, right after another, and they're so organic.
Yeah.
So we meet Brian. I love George is looking outside, and Nina's like, well, do you see him? How does he look? Like he just drove up. And he drove too fast. He comes in, and I like George Newbern. I know he's not he doesn't do that much acting. I know you've mentioned
he pretty much does VO.
He
now.
does VO a lot. Yeah,
he does a lot of VO.
And when I watch the behind the scenes stuff, he is so the opposite of his character. He's this really goofy, sarcastic kind of guy. Because Brian McKenzie, he is this rich white, kind of plain, and I think that's why I can kind of see why George is this is not he's too vanilla. Annie needs someone who's gonna stimulate her, get her to think. He was pretty much sucking up to George,
right? And
that's why George is I have 2 words: brown and nose, kind of thing. And Brian is also a little too touchy with Annie grabbing the leg and the thigh, in front of the I get they're crazy in love with each other, but it's dude, you're meeting your future in-laws.
I wouldn't have done that.
What are you doing?
I'd be freaked out just to be too close. I gotta be over here on the love seat. I'm gonna be over here.
He's wearing Nikes.
That's right.
Blasphemer. I love the George.
Just do it.
George just noticed, I don't like him. He's wearing Nikes.
Oh, George.
So here's a question. It wouldn't be right if we didn't kind of mention fun stuff about our wedding and engagement and stuff like that. Yes. Can you kind of break down how it was when you told my parents that you planned to propose to me? Because I had no fucking idea. You bastard.
God, I don't know. Well, I guess I technically, I guess I asked your stepdad first.
You did?
Yeah, well, I kind of put the bug in his ear, and then, I kind of asked him. And it was funny. It was really funny. Well, okay. So,
Come on.
All right, goddammit. So, okay, this is how it went down. So...
Was this already, because we planned a trip.
We were there. I did all of that. I did all the telling while we were in Los Angeles.
So for context, we decided to take a trip to Los Angeles because we were not living there at the time and we were visiting the family. And I just thought
it was in December.
It was in December. Oh my God! So it was like close to Christmas. It was our Christmas time.
Around my birthday, yeah.
And around your birthday too. Yeah, that's right. And I had no idea. I remember. Now, because I know what happened, my luggage was very heavy.
Yeah.
And I had to stuff some of my shoes in your backpack, and that's where you kept the ring.
Yeah, that's where I got it.
And I was like trying to stuff shoes in there, and I didn't know. I was so fucking oblivious.
And I like hid the ring in like a box in like a toy box. I was like, you're ruining it!
Yeah, I totally fucked it up.
What are you doing?
Anyway, so we're already in there, and I'm just oblivious. I'm just happy to be back home. And
okay, so I ask, I'm gonna throw him under the bus. I'm gonna do it. I don't even care. So I'm talking to your stepdad, and then I was like, I just would like to ask for it. And he was like, I'm really like flattered that you're asking me. He was like, did you tell Chris or George or any of them? And I was like, not yet. I'm gonna tell George. I want to ask George first, and then and he goes, well, is this a surprise? And I said, yeah. And he goes, maybe you shouldn't tell Christina yet. And that's what killed me. I was like, okay, I won't then.
Speaking of dads named George, yes, that is my dad's name.
I know. Oh God, I know. I said their real names. I know.
It doesn't matter.
Okay,
yeah.
I don't know if I should say different names or what.
But it doesn't matter.
But anywho, that's just what it was. He was like, well, maybe you shouldn't tell her yet.
Because he probably knew that she wouldn't
be able to hold it, and I knew she wouldn't.
Yeah.
And I know she was like frustrated that I should have asked her first.
Yeah.
But it was like, I'm sorry, you would have given it away. I didn't know how to say it. Like, you would have been so excited, like I would have asked you, then you would have like gone over. She would have gone over to you and been like, "Oh my God!" Like massive. If an entire body could wink,
I know that she wouldn't have told me, but she knew the day. Like you did tell her before.
I told her the day. Either the day of or the day before was when I was like,
and it was crazy
this is happening
because we were going to.
That's why she wasn't happy.
Because you told her the day of.
Because I pretty much like told her the day before.
The day before. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, because our good friends Juice and Mrs. Juice, miss you guys. FaceTime soon, please. They had like a Christmas party going.
Oh yeah.
And I just don't remember how it came about because we planned on going to Disneyland because I mean that's what we do because Disneyland is a huge part of my life growing up and
huge part of my life because you bought me my first ticket.
I did get you your first ticket ever, and I really wanted them to go because I knew that they've never been before.
Yeah.
And they were like, I was actually surprised that they were gonna go because you know what, it's not cheap to go there.
Yeah.
We did help them with their ticket.
Yeah, we did.
Yeah, we did. I was like determined, like, I would love to I'm just thinking I'm going to share a moment of Disneyland with my best friend kind of thing. And I love popping people's Disneyland cherries. I really do. It's a kink of mine. And I was honestly surprised that they were going. And little did I know, when did they know?
The Juices are gonna have to like tell me because I don't remember.
You don't remember?
I can't remember any of the people I told because I think I was trying to like really keep it a really hardcore secret, so I was like limiting who I was. And I did that because a girl that we worked with, at the time, I remember I did tell her, and she almost fucking spilled it right in front of me, and it was funny. And it was so funny how
I didn't catch it.
She straight up was looking at you and she goes, "Oh my God, so when's the big day?" And then she turns away and looks at me and goes, and she mouths, "Fuck." And I was like,
am I thinking who I think it is?
Yes.
Okay.
The person who sold us our house.
I wonder if she still listens. But girl,
Oh
I
my
had
God.
no idea. I'm thinking, when's the big day? Probably like, when are you going home?
But the thing that was funny was that right after she said, when's the big day, she immediately turned to me and just goes, fuck, and then walked out. And I was like, if that was not the biggest dead goddamn giveaway. But I was shocked, but I was laughing.
I must be dumb as a box of rocks because
Oh.
I honestly had no idea. And usually I've always thought of myself as someone that could pick up on things. Obviously not.
Oh, God.
So okay, so you told my stepdad, and then my dad comes. My dad.
Well, I told your dad and your brother, your older brother,
my
at
older
the
brother
same
at the
time.
same time because they were all
They
over
were out,
at my
yeah.
mom's house, and I know my dad and my older brother smoke, so they went outside, and you went outside as well. And I'm just doing whatever, like really, like not suspecting a thing. And I know sometimes I like when you when you try to talk like my dad. It's kind of funny because my dad, contemplators, he is Puerto Rican, and he's lived in the States for forever, but he still has this very adorable like Puerto Rican accent when he talks. And
I don't know what to do about it, because it's just like, I mean, yeah, he came in and, Republicans. It's either about music or politics with me. I don't know.
The thing is, like, because you're not doing it correctly, but you do it funny because the accent's too much.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's really hard to do, guys. Like, so
He sounds like he's from Jersey, but he's not.
Well,
on top of like the Puerto Ricanness.
He did live in New York, so it could be.
Well, there you fucking go.
Yeah, he's also from the East. Like my dad, he's lived a lot of places, and the East Coast being one of them. He does have that kind of like East Coast / like Spanish accent. But you asked him, and I don't like it. If I can remember correctly, what was his response? It was
it was like the most just mellow.
That's my dad though. He's so
it
mellow.
It was literally like, hey, I really appreciate you telling me, but that's great. Yeah, congratulations. Yeah, I appreciate it. He was like, yeah, go ahead. It was pretty much just like a yes, yeah. It was just like like I said, just the most mellow. Like he was just like. Hey, I don't know why he was literally like, I mean, she's an adult. I mean, I don't know why you're asking. It was essentially like that. That's actually what he was like. I mean, she's an adult. You really don't have to ask my permission. But yeah, I'm flattered. It was like shit like that. But that's how he is. Like you just said, that's just how he is. It's like always like, she's an adult. Do whatever you want. It was just like, oh god, that was funny.
But when you told my mom,
she like
we're gonna try to wrap this up. But honestly, I mean, I think this is a fun story.
No, it is. Yeah, when I told your mom, she was like, "Oh my god, I'm so excited!" And then I was like, and then it was like, well, I should have been the first to know.
Yeah,
I should have been the first to know.
I know.
And I was like, I know, I agree, but I would have if I knew that you wouldn't like be so excited that you would almost give it away.
Yeah, because you knew she would be really excited.
Yeah,
my mom would have been a dead giveaway.
That's what I'm saying. Saying.
Sorry, Mom.
Love her to death. But I had a feeling. I was like, she has to be. I hate it, but she had to be the last to know.
Yeah.
I hated it.
Cause and you planned on asking me at Disneyland.
Yeah.
Like my dream.
I know.
My dream was to either
and that's what was funny and
engaged or married at Disneyland.
Yeah, and what's funny is actually your mom had the ring, and there was a moment where I had, we had Pluto. We were gonna meet with Mickey and Pluto, and I was gonna propose to you right there with them. And your mom had the damn ring and went to go pet the goats with your nephew, and I'm like, where the fuck is your mom? And I'm literally losing it. I'm like, where the fuck is your mom?
And I'm like, why are we going to see characters? And I think it was Mrs. Juice. She was like, I want to meet characters.
She did.
She was the one that spearheaded, like, and I'm, and this is just me being someone that's been to Disneyland, like, gajillion times. The last thing that I want to do is meet characters, because I see them all the time. That's the last thing in my mind, but Mrs. Juice is like, I want to meet Mickey. I want to meet.
Yeah.
Because we have a friend that was friends with Pluto.
Yeah.
And you got a hold of them, and you son of a bitch.
I know.
You got me, gal.
I know.
You got me.
I know. Yeah, but then it was so funny because I wasn't expecting like every goddamn character almost to show up out of the blue. Like
With a huge crowd.
Yeah, I know. We had people. We're probably on YouTube somewhere. But
oh yeah,
I'm telling you. But we had all these random people fucking recording it and everything. And
they thought it was like a show because
yeah.
like I'm in line and all of a sudden
Mickey shows up.
All of a sudden
Minnie.
I see like Pluto walking up all jaunty, grabbing my hands. I'm like, where the fuck are we going? And then there is that small little thing in the back of my mind is this happening? Is this what it's gonna be? Happening? Like in a way, like I kind of knew, but I was so in the moment that I wanted to stay in the present as much as possible.
Yeah.
So you hand me this box, and it's one of those. God, we used to collect them. Vinylmation.
Yeah, the
Vinylmation. Yeah. It was a Nightmare Before Christmas one. I open it. There's that fucking ring.
Yeah.
I start crying. You get down on one knee, and with the softest voice that we might have to share this video. I mean, it's obvious because it's adorable. Will you marry me, babe?
I've never been so nervous in my fucking life, and I've never been so quiet.
Exactly. It took you forever to take off your sunglasses.
Yes.
You looked like you were like about to cry.
I was crying.
You were crying.
That's why they never came on.
And then I cried. And then like I said yes. And then all of a sudden we hear all this cheering. And yeah.
Minnie and fucking Daisy Duck and whoever
everyone,
the fuck else
let's
came
take
out
a
of
picture.
nowhere.
And I'm like, no. But anyway, yeah, that's the story of an hour later. That's the story of how we got engaged. That was the best.
Yeah, it was
that really was like one of like the top 5 moments of my life, honestly.
Yes.
But I gotta give it to Steve Martin's line. So Annie is taking Brian out on the town, kind of thing, and Steve Martin's like, "And don't forget to fasten your condom." A seatbelt. I meant seatbelt.
Yeah. I love that they were all like, "What?" And I loved.
Dad.
I loved. Brian. I loved Brian's face. He was like...
He like wanted to laugh.
Did that just happen?
Yeah. So the next scene, Nina and George are meeting Brian's parents. Yes. The Mackenzies. And the Mackenzies live in Bel Air. And George it's just negative. Oh, like what kind of people live in Bel Air? They probably live in the one shack on the street. And then, of course, it's not... And George is like, it's worse. It's the biggest house in the whole fucking neighborhood. And, I honestly, for the 90s, I guess it makes sense. But, when I'm thinking about it now, the Mackenzie's parents, I think it might have been funnier if they actually did look a little more Bel Air to me. Like, a little more plastic surgery, a little more fake. They were kind of, yeah, they weren't what I would think, Bel Air people are now.
No, and that's what's funny though, because they weren't. See, that's the tricky thing, is that they lived in Bel Air, but they weren't snobby.
They weren't super snobby, no.
Throwing their money like it's, they were kind people. They were obvious. I mean,
they were excited about the wedding.
Dad Mackenzie hugged fucking, and he was even he was what's that goddamn word? He was for the wedding. He was like, I was frustrated and I was shocked, but then I saw love.
Yeah.
It's like they were like hippies.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking, because they have a lot of art, and there's even a moment where they kind of talk about art, so I'm thinking they might have something to do with, art. Maybe, art dealing or art something. They definitely were probably, hippies.
They were part of the Hair Nation.
Yeah, that, just came into money, or, I don't know. Interesting, type of, backstory that it's fun to, kind of contemplate here. But there is a fun moment. Fucking George, he goes to the bathroom. It's the 7th door on the left. Not the 2nd, the 7th.
Oh, God, but we gotta talk about the dogs.
Well, yeah. Mr. Mackenzie has these dogs. It's 2 or 3, Dobermans.
I think it was 2 Dobermans and 1 Rot.
And one It wasn't a Rottweiler, though. It wasn't the, like, black and dark brown type of Rottweiler. It was almost like a Cujo type of dog, because it was like a beige.
Oh, that's right. It was a Mastiff.
A Mastiff.
I think it was a Mastiff.
Yeah.
Maybe.
He's something like that, but he is, like, Mr. Mackenzie is, like, obsessed with these dogs.
Like Hooch.
Hooch.
Was it Hooch?
Maybe like a Hooch.
It's a
Turner and
Mastiff
Hooch.
then,
Yeah. It just stuck out. Like, they were these, like, two, because, like, Dobermans are very, like...
Yeah.
distinct like look. Like you can't mistake
fucking
a
Anubis.
Doberman, from any other dog. And then you got this random like
I just love the dog. It's like, oh boys, that's actually how I feel.
yeah, with our dogs.
It was just like, well, they're quite, they're very loving. You just have to not be afraid, and you just have to be calm, and that's it. And they won't harm you. And Georgia, okay, puppy goes in and gets it. And then he freaks out. Okay, boys, that's enough. Okay, boys, release. Release.
You put on that. Yeah, you put on that dominant voice.
You just fucking run away.
But George starts to like snoop, and there's a funny moment. He finds the checkbook. He falls into the pool. Like it's very silly.
Yeah, very comical.
Very comical, very 90s comical. And Nina's just like trying to distract them because she can see the whole thing.
Yeah.
The next night, they're having the Banks family's having dinner, and George has this like crazy idea of what the wedding reception should be. Obviously, we know that it's very apparent that he's thinking about money.
Yeah.
He wants to go to the steak pit for the reception. It's a steakhouse they've been going to with like sawdust on the floor and whatever. Or he wants to do like a
barbecue,
a backyard barbecue.
Fuck, I'd be for that.
I know you would.
I'd be for that.
Because Annie's like, she would like to have her wedding in a church and then have the wedding at the house. I mean, why not? The house is fucking gorgeous.
Yeah.
But Nina and Annie want to hire a coordinator. The coordinator is Martin Short. Martin Short and Steve Martin are I don't know if they are now. I mean, who knows? They were very close.
That's right. Their first meeting was Three Amigos.
Three Amigos, yeah.
That's right.
Because behind the scenes footage, it was really fun to watch them out of character while the process of filming this, because they loved to like bust each other's chops kind of thing.
Yeah.
Like it was really, really cool. And
my name is Frank.
Yeah, Frank. And a great moment in like comedy for me is when there's that one character that like the cheese stands alone. Like George is the only person that has no idea what the fuck Frank is saying.
Yeah.
Even in the subtitles while we are watching this film, they are the correct words that Martin Short is saying.
Yeah.
And George Banks is still like, what? What are you saying? Like the cheese stands alone. He is completely out of the loop, and we are all in on this.
This fucking
this joke that George has.
But that's only if we had the subtitles on. Like I had a hard time understanding.
It is hard. Yeah, I am not sure where Martin Short got this accent. I'm not sure where it's from. I'm sure it's a combo of a bunch of different things.
Oh, yeah,
or honestly, it could just be totally fake, so he can come off as some type of very like yeah. B.D. Wong is his assistant. His name is Howard Weinstein.
Oh Jesus!
Like,
I just love the way he talks.
I'm in my car. We find out for each person in the wedding, it's $250 a head, and that's a lot for a wedding. Even if you think it's going to be a small wedding, that's a lot. And Nina's first head count was like 572 people. Jesus Christ. So George is like, he's trying really hard. Like, okay, there's no way we can afford 250 a head. So they're trying to like weed out people, and it becomes like a really huge fight. You know what? That's a great idea. Are there people that we can invite and tell them not to eat? My parents.
Your mother.
Your mother.
My parents. Your mother.
Your mother. And Annie's like pissed off. Like, why don't we just charge people so we can make money? And I think that kind of broke George a little bit. He's just like, okay, I'm just gonna shut my mouth, because Annie, she fell asleep to this like magazine for like a dream budget wedding. Bake your own cake, hire a friend to do the photography, and do the adjusting of the dress. And He tries.
He did.
He did.
does,
He
yeah.
tries on this old 70s tux that is very too small for him. But he gets into, he's like, what's new, pussycat?
Whoa.
Whoa.
Oh, I love this, George.
Yes, it's
I love this.
that's a very great statement. It's very chic.
Shit.
Because Frank's people come in, they're like, oh, this is wonderful. We change it all, though.
We changed it all. Get rid of all furniture.
Yeah, they gotta get rid of the furniture. They're adding swans. Like, it's like George has another meltdown because they're just adding all these ridiculous things. I mean, I'm sorry. I do believe that our wedding was very, very lovely.
Yeah.
We did what we could to try to not make our wedding cost a whole lot, but I'm hoping we pulled it off. I never got to see the actual bill of everything. You know, my mom knows it, but I think we did good.
Oh, yeah.
I
hope it did.
I hope we did good. And George loses it when his tux rips.
Yes.
Like right in the back. Like you can even kind of like see the seam is already like pre-ready to get like popped.
Mm-hmm.
But then we get the iconic grocery and jail scene.
Oh, that's right. God.
Because George is losing it, and he's like, Nina says I might as well go pick up some dinner. He's taking these hot dog buns, and we don't buy hot dogs enough to really, I don't really know the math.
Nowadays, they come at 8 a pack. I guess back then, I don't remember.
I don't either.
Because even then, I don't know. I just
So-
don't remember. But
Yeah,
nowadays, they
Yeah.
come at 8 a pack.
Maybe because of this movie.
I would fucking die.
Could you imagine? Because he was taking out these maybe like 4 hot dog buns and just putting them back on the shelf because a worker in the grocery store was like, "What are you doing?" And Banks is like, "I want to get 8 hot dogs and 8 hot dog buns, but buns only come with 12.
Yeah.
So I am removing the superfluous buns." I don't even know what the fuck that word is.
Superfluous.
The
Some
superfluous.
big shot over at the Wiener Company
Company.
decided to get with another big shot at the Bun Company and decided to rip off the working American man. That's what.
Yeah. George Banks is saying no.
Who's George Banks?
Me. And the assistant manager comes up and he's like, "I'll tell you this, if you don't pipe down and pay for those buns, I'm going to call the police." Yeah. Oh, right. Yeah. Yeah. And he's like scurrying away. He's still wearing that ripped tux, high waters with those fucking shoes that you gotta wear at tuxes, and he's just like,
He was doing like this thrust.
This weird like shuffle. It's a shuffle thrust.
Oh, God.
With the cart. And fucking George, he ends up in jail.
Yeah, he does. He gets
And I
arrested.
love the bailman, whoever. It's like, your wife is here. She wants to talk to you first.
wants
Like,
to
what?
talk to you.
Who is this guy from Jersey or New York in a LA suburban jailhouse? She wants to talk to you.
To be fair.
Okay.
There aren't too many people. You are a rare breed of people who are from California. There are a lot of people that are not from California.
Okay, I will give you that. That is very, very true. It is. I mean, for me, I know grew up around people that grew up in LA, but yeah, as an adult, I did meet a lot of people that are not from
Pretty
there.
much
So
everybody is
everybody
from
wants to
fucking
move to
California.
LA. That's why there's too many fucking people. Anyway, but I love Nina. This is when she puts her foot down because we haven't talked too much about Nina, but what I love is Diane Keaton has her talent is.
Oh, she's like
She's the best.
Yeah.
She's like one of the greats for sure. She has this as like Steve Martin. He is like very over the top.
Mm-hmm.
Like what a great pairing
Yeah.
for a married couple because Diane Keaton has
It's calm.
this calm, cool, but yet you can tell if you really watch the film, because it's very easy to get distracted on what Steve Martin is doing, but when you watch Diane Keaton, you can see the frustration start to build that makes this jail scene make sense, where she's been putting up with George's shit for a very long time.
Yeah.
Not like he's always been, like he's like a piece of shit guy. She's just like, I know what you've been doing, and this needs to stop. And she gives him terms. Like, I will let you out of this jail cell if you stop rolling your eyes.
Yeah.
And if you watch, every time he rolls his eyes, she looks. She gives that wife look of, George has this thing when he gets frustrated or nervous or whatever, he unbuttons his top collar, whatever. I don't see that as being a big issue, but somehow in the 90s, being in a collared shirt and a tie is a big thing. That's never been our thing.
My dad used to wear suits a lot, but I mean, he was a car salesman.
He was a salesman,
so.
yeah. And pretty much he's saying, like, stop.
Yeah.
Pretty much. I don't know how else to put it. And he agrees. He's like, yeah, with each roll of my eye, I am losing. My daughter is being drained of her happiness, kind of thing, because this is supposed to be the most happiest moment of her life, kind of thing. But he agrees, and things start to go really well, and we kind of have to talk about the fight.
Yeah,
it's an interesting moment, but I'll save that for another time. But George is finally getting in the groove of the wedding. They're all of a sudden they're getting these gifts. I guess back then, I mean, we did different things. We didn't ask for gifts. We did a honey fund.
Yeah.
Which honestly, guys, if you are getting married,
I'd rather do that.
I would recommend doing a honey fund. Material things come and go.
Yeah.
But our honeymoon was the shit. Thanks to our family and friends and strangers who helped pay for us to go to Hawaii for our wedding. That was the best trip I've ever had, even though you and I both got badly sunburnt on the first day because our bodies never see the light of the sun.
They never did that. Mine are starting to again.
Yeah, and you did get sick at the luau, but still.
And you got sick on the whale watch, so...
Yes, and I got sick on the whale watch. But you know what? That was so much fun.
I know it was.
Just so much fun. We can tell stories on stories of that fun shit. But the fight is really interesting because I think it's the first time we get to see Annie as her spunky, independent woman, trying to not be the housewife of the 50s. Yeah. And it's honestly
feminist.
Very feminist type of moment, which I wish we got to see a little more of. But I know the focus of the film was the wedding.
Right.
If we wanted to see more of Annie, we could have gotten a prequel of some sort. But that wasn't the point. The point was Father of the Bride. Yeah. That's the main focus. But Annie got mad that Brian got her... It was their anniversary. It wasn't even their year anniversary. It was a something month anniversary, 6 months or something, and they're already getting married or something like that. And he gets her a blender. And she's so upset. She's just like, you got me? Oh look what it is. Oh my god. What were his expectations? Does he see me as barefoot and pregnant with an apron? It just scared me now, you know?
And I love George. He was just it's a blender.
Yeah. And it's a fun moment because he got to see himself.
A little, yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah.
He got to see himself, that is his daughter.
Yeah.
So he got to see how ridiculous his behavior has been through Annie in a different circumstance. So he takes Brian to a bar. Honestly, he's thinking at first, I can get rid of this guy. But George saw that they were meant for each other because they balance each other out, just like how Nina balances George out, and that's how I think...
Oh my god, look at you.
Why?
I'm not fucking crying. My allergies are actually...
Your allergies?
My allergies are actually hitting.
Oh my god, I'm sorry. Was it the Cajun seasoning of the dinner?
Actually, I don't know. It's just stuffy back here.
I tried something new for dinner. It was responsive.
It's just stuffy back here.
But they make up, because honestly, yeah, it was a ridiculous thing for Annie to... But, I don't know. I can see both sides of it.
No.
Kind of thing. Because Brian even said, like, she likes to make smoothies.
Yeah.
That was my plan. It wasn't like, hey, here's a blender, baby. You ready to get pregnant? Kind of thing.
You're going to be a housewife, and that's all you're going to do. You're going to cook, clean, and work in the kitchen.
Yeah.
And again, that was like that PC side of her. Like, that's, you know...
What do you mean?
The politically correct, right? Isn't that the term?
PC, like...
Because she's an independent woman. She's not
I'm thinking it's not really PC. It's. I think it's more of like the feminist... thing. Like PC is more like politic. I don't know. I think I
thought it was the same thing.
There are layers, I guess.
I don't fucking know.
Yeah, I don't know. Anyway,
call my ignorance on the PC then.
it's not that. It's just the PC is a very broad statement. It can be anything nowadays. It's Feminism.
It's everythingism.
But the wedding, it goes well. It mostly goes through George's point of view. Poor guy, he doesn't even get to... And here's the thing that I have an issue with. Why wasn't there a father and daughter dance?
I know, like, he was trying to go and be the one to be like, I have to go to her to make the dance.
It wasn't even a dance. It was like, I just want to be with my daughter after being married, but she was bombarded by photography and the dinner was starting. He kept having to go through like obstacles to try to just be in the same space as his daughter.
But all the problems were happening that he had to deal with. He had to deal with the cars. He had to deal with the food or something. I don't know. Remember what else?
There was a long line at the food. Some of the door. It was just another. It was very planes, trains, and automobiles, where just everything bad that could happen happened.
Started to happen. Yeah.
Yeah, kind of thing. Yeah. But yeah, that's the thing. Like, that is really strange. Like, I'm not a super traditional person, but for me, I think the father of the bride and the bride dance is really important. Seems very important to me. I use the time to dance with both my dad and my stepdad.
Yeah.
You know, you dance with your mother. Like, I don't know. That's something that I've always thought was a very great moment because
Yeah.
I mean, period. There's no other way to explain it. But yeah, that's the one thing about the wedding that I'm just like, damn, that sucks. Like, why? I understand it's like it's the bride's big day. So yeah, of course. I mean, honestly, I barely remember our wedding because it went by so fucking fast.
Yeah.
Like, I'm so thankful that we have it on DVD so I could actually re-see it. I didn't get a chance to really eat or drink.
Oh, dude, I was stressing like a motherfucker.
We were stressing.
I was like, oh my god, everything has to be perfect for this wedding. You could have argued that I was the bride.
I could have fooled me because I was stressing on my own.
I was like, oh my god, everything has to be so perfect. Are you guys' tuxes pressed? Is everything good? Fold your handkerchief right, or whatever. Or your lapel.
Were you the groomzilla?
That's what I'm saying. It's like, don't drink out of that. I need something to drink. Nobody can have alcohol. I need some alcohol.
Yeah, my bridesmaids lucked out. We got...
I was fucking pissed.
I was pissed
they
for
told
you.
Us, they were like, no alcohol whatsoever for us. And then you guys had like fucking champagne
We
and
had mimosas. We had like sandwiches.
Was like, we had Coke.
You had Coke and like nuts.
Yeah. And I felt really bad because one of my groomsmen was
bad.
like, we've got shit in the car. And I was like, no, we can't break this place. This place has a thing.
Has
and
rules.
They have rules and I don't want somebody to get in trouble for this. So no, we're not doing it. We're not breaking the rules. And then I found out about you guys and I was like, I went to the groomsman's wife and I said, I would love some of that stuff in the car if you don't mind. I apologize.
But after the wedding, we brought you guys to our room after the ceremony. And we ate.
Yes, we had nuts. We had peanuts.
We had like sandwiches. We had donuts. We had something.
We didn't get shit. I was so
I felt so bad for you guys. Like, I really wish that
We were in this, like, jury fucking waiting room. Like, I felt like we were in the 12 Angry Jurors. And
12 Angry
we're
Men.
and we're seriously like just this oval fucking table, and all of us in there trying to do shit, and just like we had Coca-Cola, fucking peanuts. I was like, what the fuck is this shit? I was like, I haven't eaten, you haven't eaten,
Yeah.
and none of us ate. We all literally woke up and we're like, we gotta get there. And we get there thinking, there's gonna be like hors d'oeuvres and snacks.
But you know what?
No.
I'm gonna say that's a good trade-off because you guys hoarded our photographer who was.
We didn't do it. We
I know you
did
you
not
did,
want
you
it.
didn't do it on purpose.
Because she
I
was
know.
one of the reasons that we got fucked out of doing it, having any downtime.
That is so weird.
She fucked us out of so much time to get ready and we pretty much had to hurry up and get ready. That's why we weren't able to eat the fucking nuts that we had.
Oh, those poor nuts.
or
that
to
never got
fucking,
eaten.
or to fucking, so we were just cranky as fuck. I know I was, because
my
I was
God.
hungry.
I'm so sorry,
And I was
guys.
literally like, oh my God. And then, she was like, okay, but pictures. And she was like, okay, do this. And we were like, huh?
And I had to put my foot down and be like, can I get pictures with my bridesmaids, please? Because,
Yeah.
and not only was that, she wanted me to get pictures of me, getting dressed. I don't want nudes of myself.
Yeah.
Getting dressed.
I know that's the new thing, but...
Is that the thing? I don't even know, because,
I don't know.
I mean, okay, so for my dress, the bra cup was sewn into the dress, so I didn't have to wear the bra, the straps, because I was showing more back. And she, wanted me to, get dressed, and she wanted to, take pictures of it. I'm like,
Well...
if I see a nip...
Yeah.
or something, or a flap, something.
It was like she was trying to do because at that time of our wedding, and even probably still now, but at that time was the big fad of maternal women being topless or,
That
naked.
fad's been around a long time. Remember Debbie Moore?
Has it? Did she do that?
She was in the cover of a magazine, pregnant and naked. You remember? She's covering her nips.
I fucking never paid attention to magazines. I pay
Well,
more attention to magazines now than I ever did.
Well,
Because
okay.
of the fact we now have Facebook. So
Right.
I'm like, yeah, let me look at a magazine.
Yeah,
I didn't give a shit about magazines in the time that we needed them.
That's
And
fine.
now that we don't need them, I'm like, I want to see a magazine.
That's the one thing that I really regret. Not regret, but I did not like our photographer. I've never printed out any blown up picture of our wedding.
Yeah.
We have a bunch of really small ones that we got kind of for free, and I have little pictures here and there, but
Oh God, my best man's mom,
Yeah.
Mama Sandy, she was the best.
She
took
took
some
the best-
really good freaking pictures.
I know, I would love to
We
get
might as well blow up some of her.
we need to
fucking
blow up
pictures,
some of
'cause
hers because those were some good ones because we don't have any
She was our photographer. We gotta fucking pay her.
Yeah, we should have paid her. I mean, whatever, my mom picked her up.
Yeah.
Anyway, but poor George, he didn't even get to say bye when they went to the limo to go to their honeymoon.
Yeah.
Annie Banks Mackenzie. She hyphenated her name.
Mm.
But it was good on Annie for calling.
Yeah, she at least called.
She
him,
called and was
right?
like, "Dad, thank you for everything. I love you. I'll miss you." But she's just going on her honeymoon and whatnot.
Yeah.
But the movie ends with an empty house with this kind of like how it just began, and it's so adorable to see George and Nina dance. They're both kind of barefoot.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's kind of after everything that's happened, he's happy for his daughter and wishes her the best. And yeah, that's Father of the Bride.
Yeah.
Father of the Bride.
Father of the Bride.
Dude, the book. I can't even remember. I feel like it's been forever since we've done it.
I know. What's next?
Yeah.
So, let's move on back to the handy dandy Shakespearean notebook. Who was the...
I need you to hand it to me. Who was the stinking, rump-fed miscreant? Who was foul-smelling, with a well-nourished rump, vile wretch, scoundrel, I don't know.
George.
I guess. I mean, he wasn't, physically, I don't know, we have no idea how he smells. But yeah, I guess there was no villain.
There was no villain, but honestly, just because of his attitude.
His attitude was so
His
horrible.
attitude was
very,
the fucking stinking rump-fed miscreant.
Yeah,
like,
I agree.
He stole a person's checkbook.
Yeah.
And fucking threw it in the... Back then... Now that's not that big of a fucking deal.
No one has
But back
checkbooks.
fucking then, it was like...
Checkbooks are a big thing.
Yeah.
That shows how much money you have in your bank account. And
Right.
Yeah.
He took it and threw it in a fucking pool, and I was like, meow.
yeah, and he almost was going to end the wedding with the whole fight. He's like, oh, this is a good way for me to break up the
Get
wedding.
him out of here.
Yeah. But all in all, George Banks is a good dad.
Yeah, he was.
But what do you think after so long of not seeing this film? Would you ever watch this without me?
I would.
You would?
I would. I did think that this was a really fun, cute.
No way!
Yeah, I did.
It is cute.
I did, and I love Steve Martin, and you really can't get past. Again, you hit the nail on the head with him. The facial expressions are fucking just gold.
Yeah.
Everything about him is hilarious. Martin Short was just...
Yeah.
You can understand him a lot better in the second. I think they did that on purpose.
I agree.
You know?
I agree. He is much easier to understand in the second one because I think, yeah.
Yeah.
George wasn't the only one that couldn't understand.
Right.
And we didn't talk about him too much, but I mean, there really isn't that much to say. He was just Martin.
He was a support.
He was,
you know.
Not like
But not
support
even-
is a bad thing, but yeah,
No, not
he
even.
was just like the comedic relief of being silly and the over artistic guy. But I think he has a better role in the second one.
He does
in
indeed.
my opinion.
He does indeed.
Yeah.
Because I think he was obviously a fan favorite in this one because they really did give him a much bigger.
Yeah, like he becomes like more of the family.
Yeah.
In the second.
Judge! Judge!
We're bonding right now, aren't we?
But anywho, yeah.
But you'd watch it? That's awesome.
I would.
Good.
Yeah.
So what do you have for me?
Okay, so we're
Dear
starting off.
husband.
I will be the starter of the Christmas.
Oh.
So it's Christmas. It's Christmas. So
I guess I did forget to mention that it did snow in this film. It was snowing in LA, which never happens. But
it's true.
Yeah.
Well, it is kind of like around the December area.
Yeah. But you want to start off the Christmas movie.
Well, technically, you started it off with the snow, but I will.
I just want to make sure that I mention it because it is
It snowed.
It snowed in LA.
Snowed in LA. All right. So I also.
If you pick Die Hard again, I'm going to be very upset.
I would never pick Die Hard.
Yes, you would.
No, I would not. So I do want to do a nice family film. I want to do a nice, fun family film.
You're lying.
And no, I'm not. And it's a
smiling
comedy.
too hard.
No, it's a comedy family film.
Okay.
It's not fucking Die Hard, okay? It's not fucking Die Hard. It's Lethal fucking Weapon.
Oh no!
Yeah, fucking.
God,
Yeah,
you've been watching these. You've been watching all of them. That's a Christmas movie?
The first one is.
Fuck you.
The first one is. I will argue tooth and fucking nail to anybody who does not think that this fucking film is a Christmas film, because it is.
I hate you.
Good. Enjoy it. Yeah, why the fuck you think I've been watching them nonstop?
I don't know.
But honestly, I go through this. But they're great. We'll get there.
Okay.
So we'll get there. So y'all, you heard it here. Next week, and it's probably going to be great because look at her right now.
You can't look at me.
Well, listen to her right now then, you little sassy pants here. So, y'all, thank you once again. Oh, guys, quickly. So we are trying to get this schedule underway. We are thinking we are going to start getting stuff out by Saturdays now. That's Saturdays.
Yeah, we are so sorry that our coming out or airing episodes has been so.
It's getting random.
It's been getting very random, but
COVID.
We're both jumping around with like jobs, trying to just get back to some type of normal, but things get thrown our way. But you know what? We love doing this shit, and we are going to keep it going no matter what. So we are hoping Saturdays will be the day that these episodes will come out. Yes.
So, once again, guys, thank you so much, Contemplators, for joining us on this wonderful evening, afternoon, morning that you are listening to us in. You can find us on most all podcasting platforms.
See what you did there?
Please leave us a review on Apple Podcasts if you don't mind, guys. Reviews really help. And you take it away, Cali.
Oh my, it's so your bedtime.
I know, man.
You can find us on the World Wide Web. On Twitter, we are movies_pod. On Instagram, we are movies.contemplation_pod. We have an email, movies.contemplation_pod. No, that's wrong. We have an email.
Time for you to go
It's
to
time
bed.
for me to go to bed. Yeah. We have an email, movies.contemplation@gmail.com. We also have a Facebook, Movies and Contemplation Podcast, and follow Jarokk on Twitch.
Oh, girl.
JarokkCog89.
Oh, thank you,
If you want to hear him scream like a bitch.
I am
and
hoping to get on this Friday, which if this is coming out Saturday, it's not going to be any.
Doesn't matter.
I'm going to try to get on this weekend, I should say.
Yeah, we're both trying to get back on stuff. So.
Yeah, so, all right, gang. You heard it here next week. Lethal Weapon, get ready.
Yeah.
Bye, baby!
Boo.